Hey, JB is in the house, the wolf in the wolf's den. Let me tell you something. I said to you that, the great thing about my podcast is, because I'm thankfully very well known around the world, I don't have to always have celebrities on. I could have people who really don't have much of a reputation, aren't well known, have them on here, and I could just, find interesting people that you don't really ever see. This guy falls into the exact opposite category, dude. This guy's a mega star, famous, and by the way, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to introduce him in 1 second. How about right now? Logan Paul, my man.
How you doing?
All right. And let me just say something. I don't know, what you know about him or not. Okay. But one thing I can promise you is any sort of predisposition you have to say, oh, those YouTube kids get luck. Let me tell you something. There's some fucking luck involved in this shit. I want to tell you, I know that for a fact. You got to be smart, sharp, on the ball. No asshole is getting famous by accident. If they are, they won't be famous for long. And you're doing it again and again, pal.
Hey, thank you.
So I mean, I mean that, bud.
Yeah, I know. You were very friendly towards me on my podcast, and it seemed very genuine, and I appreciate it, man, for real.
Because I think the problem is that people will look at you and all they do is stupid gag stuff.
It's very true, but the shtick is if you do an accumulation of stupid things, eventually it adds up to be one really smart thing that makes you a lot of money and gets you famous.
Really? By the way, I think there's people on Wall Street that would kind of disagree. Say on Wall Street, with the mortgage crisis, you can't take pieces of shit and then make lots of pieces of shit into something great. So I don't really think that's true. I think
I'm being facetious. Yeah,
I don't think you.
There's a little more to it.
There's more to it than that.
Yeah,
You're being self-deprecating. You don't have to be here because I know you're a fucking stud. Seriously,
thank
and I want the real Logan Paul. So it's not bullshit. It's what you do is it's planned out. Right? It's strategic. Yeah. Maybe it didn't start that way, right?
Yeah.
Tell me how it started.
Yeah, man. So, I picked up a video camera when I was in Ohio, 9-10 years old, and I uploaded my first video to this place called YouTube, this brand new website where anyone could watch your videos. And then, it took off. 8 years later, Vine came out, popped off on Vine. And you're right. The intent was never to be business strategic. Right. I want to be famous. I just really, really enjoyed making videos, which is also, I think, why I've stuck around for so long and why I will be around for so long is because, I don't necessarily do this shit for just money or clout.
You enjoy it.
I really fucking love it.
Go back. How old are you right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
24.
All right. So you started, how old was it? When did you, said you were how old?
Dude, I think I was 8 when I picked up a photographic camera. Right. And then 10 when I got my first video camera.
And you posted on YouTube.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Nothing. Not literally 8 years of failure.
Right. So
also the videos weren't great. You can imagine.
Right.
But
what kind of shit was it? What was the stuff you early posted?
It was imagine extremely devolved version of what I'm doing now. I'm not kidding. It was the same thing. It was my first video ever was
even lower than it is.
Yeah. It was like Logan does stunts. The Jackass guys really inspired me. And so I would just fuck around, hurt myself and shoot my brother with an airsoft gun and just dumb shit. I honestly just dumb shit.
Right. And you wouldn't, no real traction though.
Nah, for 8 years.
And then, all right, so then what year would that be? So what was the breakthrough? It was on Vine it started?
Yeah, it was Vine.
Tell me what Vine is. Explain to everyone what Vine was.
So Vine was a mobile app where you could create 6-second videos, short little snackable pieces of content. And what I would try to do is weave some sort of storyline in it. And you might only see the middle section, but there's a pre and a post, and you see the funny part. So even though it's 6 seconds, I really sort of perfected that short form narrative and attention span type of shit. Because millennials and Gen Z, they don't have more than 5 to 10 seconds for you. They really don't.
And I see that shit when I look at my face. I say the average watch time 8 seconds.
8 seconds.
The fuck? I'm fucking insulted.
A view on Instagram is 3 seconds. So if you have if you're there for longer than 3 seconds, it adds a view on a video.
Why do you think that is, by the way?
I don't know. Because, to me, it should be longer, but I think the attention spans are so low. 3 seconds is considered a worthy amount to sink into someone's mind. And by the way, that's 3 seconds where half the video is on the screen. So if it's half of it is playing, it counts.
So here's my I have a theory on this a little bit, though. I don't think that my son's a millennial, Bowen, Bowen, right? He's a millennial too. Yeah. I don't think you guys are any different than us. I think that I don't think your attention span's any shorter than mine. and vice versa. And I think what
I think you're a special person. Like
I pride myself on ADHD, man. I think it's a fucking badge of honor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think normally most people, I think what's happened is just because you grew up with this shit, it's just the way that anyone, like when we thumbed through the newspaper the old days, I wouldn't read every article. I just thumbed through it, look good. If something catch my eye, then I'll only focus on that. So I don't think it's almost like it's a digitized version in some.
I agree, but I ask myself this, like, why does my dad still have trouble using the iPhone? Same with my mother, who are like smart people,
right?
But why does the older generation have such a hard time using technology? And the conclusion, and correct me if I'm wrong, is a lot of parents have trouble learning how to learn. My generation is so used to adapting. Like when I was young, we were just coming into the first age of the cell phone. So we've evolved, and now we know how to use this phenomenal piece of technology called the iPhone. I've seen videos of, you know what the Game Boy Color is?
Yeah.
So
my kids,
played that when I was young, and then I saw a video on Twitter recently of a kid, like 5 years old, she had a Game Boy Color, and she's swiping on it.
Right.
It's not a fucking touchscreen.
Right. Doesn't get
but it's all she knows.
Right.
And so she's gonna grow up, and this is gonna be her most important piece of technology, and she's gonna know it like the back of her hand. So maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like we have learned how to learn, and adapting is what my generation is very, very good at. And even the generation below me is gonna be even sharper with it.
All right, so hold that thought for one moment here. We got to pay the bills. Let's hear from our sponsors. And guys, it's time for the Wolf to do his thing and sell. This product actually sells itself. I just have to mention what it is, and you're going to just want to jump through the internet and grab it for yourself. You know why? Ready for this? Erection pills. Seriously, I'm talking the real deal. BlueChew.com. Now, you're probably taking the old versions of, these really powerful, potent pills that were invented in I think it was in the 90s, actually. They were perfected, but they were just started there, right? Now a company's taken it to a whole new level, perfected it, okay? It's the same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis, depending on which one you get, but this is a chewable form. BlueChew.com hits you in a fraction of the time. And that's the big thing. I can't tell you how many times in the past, okay, fine, I've taken it, all right? You take it, and in the olden days, right, and it would take a long time to hit you. Also, if you were on a full stomach, it wouldn't hit you, and that's pretty freaking embarrassing, all right? You're with a girl, let me plop a little Blue Meanie or something, right? And you don't get hard. Oh, my, then you're like the world's biggest loser. Like there's alpha males, beta males, and those that take Viagra and still can't get up, those are like gamma males. I don't even know what you call those people. So you don't have that problem with Blue Chew, all right? BlueChew.com it's let me explain this, okay? It gives you all the benefits of other products, older versions, except this product now hits you faster. You can take it on an empty stomach. It's powerful. They have both versions for the longer acting, which will last you over a weekend, all right, which is the one I prefer, having that, right? Or just having it, for a quick in and out, so to speak. Wow, that's really perfect phraseology there, right? So BlueChew.com, and here's the deal, ready for this one? Couple of points. I made the fatal mistake once of using one of those older products, right? And I bought it online through an online pharmacy, right? Well, guess what? That online pharmacy turned out to be from China, or as Donald Trump was like, China, it was from China, right? And guess what? It sucked. It barely worked. Just imagine if there could be anything more embarrassing than popping a Viagra and not getting hard. Pretty tough, right? So that's a huge error there, to buy that stuff online from a source you don't know. Blue Chew is in the United States, manufactured here, FDA approved. You get it. It's a whole different world, right? And also, you're not calling some Indian telemarketing company that will never lose your number. I have gotten, I think, seriously, I almost changed my number. I got 300 unwanted calls because I bought the old stuff online, all right? This is from a reputable company where you're buying it from a United States-based manufacturer, and you're speaking to a U.S. doctor who's actually going to prescribe it to you once you qualify, because if you have a heart condition, you got to be very careful here. But other than that, we're good to go, right? And all I could say is that you take this stuff, how can I best describe it? It's like your dick could be used as a battering ram by the FD or the DEA to knock down a crack house store. What about that? That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. You're like a champ. You could teach someone a lesson with Blue Chew, all right? So again, it's BlueChew.com here. Let me read you the specifics, okay? You visit BlueChew.com, get your first order. How much do they cost? What if I told you it was free? Yeah, free. By listening to this podcast, they know I have a big audience for this stuff, right? They're willing to put their best foot forward. Why? Because they know you're going to love it. Otherwise, why would they do that? If they had any reservation that people wouldn't like it, they would never do. They would never give it to you for free. All you have to pay is $5 of shipping and handling. So ask yourself this: what's the worst that can happen? You don't like it? Oh, well, $5. I could have put you in the poorhouse. No. On the upside, you're gonna get the sort of erections that could literally knock down crack house doors and turn you into a super stud. To me, it's worth the risk because there is no risk. All right. Check it out. BlueChew.com/ I think it's promo code WOLF, WOLF, $5, BlueChew.com. I'm in all serious, though. Give this a shot. You want to try this, all right? I wish they had this stuff for women, too. I wonder if women could take it. I don't know. I don't want to say that they can. I have no idea, but it would be great if they could. But that would be awesome, right? But anyway, I can tell you this. It works like gangbusters. You won't be sorry you did this. You give it a shot. This actually, I would never sell something I don't believe in. So in this case, seriously. And what I'm talking about here is Indo Chino men's suits. I got them right in front of me here. It's really cool stuff. Listen, you know, guys, I've been buying custom suits since I'm 22 years old. And I will tell you, this is a fact. There is absolutely nothing like the feel of a perfectly fitting, well-made custom men's suits. You know, they say a suit makes the man. A suit makes the man. I mean, you feel like a different person. And I've paid as much as, ready for this, $12,000 for a perfectly made custom suit, great fabric, right? And I'm not even saying it wasn't worth it, but if I had known that there was an alternative where I could get that same ultra high quality, perfect fits when you step into it, you know it's made just for you. So when things like with your personal monogram on it, your own little fabric, your stitching, little notes you can put, you can have your own little personal note inside the pocket, like a motivational quote, something makes it personal to you, right? Guess what? That's what Indo Chino suits are about, IndoChino.com. And here's what they do. They did two things that are just amazing. Number one, you could actually either go into one of their stores. They have tons of locations everywhere. Indo Chino men's stores. You go in there, they measure, they pamper you. You feel really fucking good, by the way. I'm telling you, there's no feel like getting measured. You already feel like $1 million bucks. You haven't made it yet, right? And that's the first step to making it, right? And then is to feel that way, right? Then they'll measure you up and comes in the mail, fits like a glove. You can always get it refit if it's not exact, right? But they're damn good, these tailors, right? Then the alternative to that is if you don't feel like going to a store, you could actually take your measurements at home. They show you how to do it, and you submit them online, and bam, you got your suit like that, right? So that's some really cool stuff. They do parties for weddings. I mean, it's a real serious company here. And the suit, the quality of the suit, unbelievable. Really. You got to just check out, if nothing more, at least check out the fabrics they have, right? I mean, when you feel these fabrics, you put your hand on these fabrics, I mean, it like reeks of wealth, all right? So what would you think like something that would cost, right? $2,000, $5,000, I paid $12,000, right? You ready for this? Now, this is not the normal price, but because you're on my podcast, right, and they want to put their best foot forward out there to get all these new people into their company because it's, just an amazing situation here, right? You're going to die. Ready? Any premium Indochino suit for $369. I don't even know what to say about that. You know what we call that on Wall Street? We call that a no-brainer. Why? Because you don't need a brain to make a decision whether or not you should give it a shot. So you say to yourself, what's the worst that could happen? You give it a shot. You try one Indochino suit. You don't buy 10, buy one. You give it a shot. Okay, I promise you this. Once you put that suit on and you just feel that feeling of being in like a really high-end custom-made suit, and you will never go back. That's my promise to you, all right? Indochino.com. Let me read the exact notes to you so I make sure I don't miss anything, okay? So that's 50% off the regular price. That's a custom, bespoke, made-to-measure premium men's suit. Shipping free. Okay? Wow, these guys are really got it together, right? Indochino.com. Promo code is, guess what? WOLF, WOLF. All right? Incredible deal, really is. And believe me, guys, you give this a shot and you will not be sorry. Sound good? All right? And now with that, let's get back to the podcast with my man, Logan Paul. I think it's definitely a point. I think on some level, while that's true, also, I think there's like almost like a fear factor involved. Like if someone looks at something, they get overwhelmed. People have a tendency to get overwhelmed, right? And I think the older you are, the more set you are in your ways. So it's like, it's not like you don't have the mental capacity.
Yeah.
But you're just like, fuck, oh my God, why the fuck did they invent this shit?
Yes.
I want to go back to the olden days.
Yo,
right?
I find myself occasionally doing that, and I have to catch myself. Like, when Musically came out, I'm like speaking like young people's terms here.
No, tell me what's Musically.
Musically, it was like,
Thank you for letting me use. I don't know what the fuck it is.
No, but like also me either. Like I don't fucking know. You record yourself like lip singing to a song, and you can speed it up. And this app blew the fuck up. I didn't understand it, and so I was like, man, fuck that. I don't need Musically in my life. It's huge. People have 30 million followers on there. Except I was shut off to the idea of it, and I had to catch myself and be like, am I old now? Like, am I fucking old? I'm 24 years old, and like, my joints creak when I get out of bed. What am I doing wrong, man?
Yeah, I fucking feel, man. The first 5 minutes out of bed, I'm like fucking, I'm dying. I'm like, what the? Someone just beat me up while I was sleeping.
Shit,
I'm telling you, no, but it's what you're saying is true though, in the sense that like when I was in Stratton back in my wild days, right, and I was maybe 28 years old, right, my junior partner, the blockhead, right, not that smart, so I was a blockhead, right. Yep. He got a computer and he put it on his desk, and it had a screensaver with the shit. And we made fun of him mercilessly. What the fuck do you need a computer on your desk for? What's wrong with you?
Really?
Yes, there was no computers.
Bro, that's
I'm like, what's wrong with you? And then he's like, oh, whatever. I mean, what the fuck are you using this thing for, right? Anyway.
Oh my God.
2 years later, I had one. I never really embraced it. Then, even in 95, when cell phones became popular, I was like, I would never carry. Why the if someone wants to, wait.
Are you serious?
Swear to God. It's only after, later on, when, the iPhone really changed things.
Yeah.
Because before that, it was just a communication device, right? Let me go back. Okay, listen, I have to ask you a really important question, right? Usually you ask this to the end, but I want to ask you at the beginning.
No, hit me right away.
Do you think that any person, let's say a young person, because you got, there's some element that could, like, imagine if you had to go out into the world today and no one knew who the fuck you were. Could you do it? Could you duplicate this from a dead standstill?
Absolutely.
I knew these. And
absolutely. I think about this all the time. Everyone asks me, they'll go, what would you do if you weren't making videos? I'd be like, there was no world where I wasn't doing just this.
Right.
And I would have always ended up here. I think there's like something to be said about one, just like that vision you have in your mind of what you want to become.
Right.
And then the people who can actually execute on that.
Okay, so you said you could definitely do it again, right?
Smooth. So smooth with it.
Strategic.
Huh? Yeah, I could do it. I could do it, bro. I could do it.
Okay, so what would be the first thing you do?
Me?
Yeah, how would you start from scratch?
Here's what I did, man. Outreach. Cold emails. I think most people on my team started with cold emails.
Meaning?
The cold email is so undervalued. If you want something, email the greats. How can you provide value to them? How can they help you? Do they have insight, advice? When I remember Jake and I came up with an app idea when we were first coming up on Vine.
Right.
We emailed Mark Cuban. We're like, hey,
by the way, it's awesome. By the way, very accessible. You think he wouldn't? He returned your email, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. Yeah.
He goes. This is a good idea, not a great idea. Hope good luck. But like, by the way, he was fucking.
He just fucking answered you.
And he answered me, and it worked. And back in the day on Vine, I would send cold emails. I would tag the best Vine accounts and try to get my work seen by the most amount of people possible. And it worked. Value the cold email, kids.
So would you so we have a good friend, right? Mark Roberts, right?
Yes.
I went to college with Mark Roberts.
Yeah, that's wild.
Right? We were good friends, right? And his son, Justin Roberts, right? Yes. He worked with your brother or something like that?
Yeah, so he...
Or used to at least. I don't know if he still does.
I think he does. I think he's in my brother's Team 10.
Right.
His social media label.
You look at, Justin got started, right? So he was able to find someone already famous. Would you do this? Would you try to find someone like an influencer to take you under their wing, or could you just go fucking cold?
I sort of did. There was this guy named Jerome Jarre, who was a French guy, a Viner, and he was much bigger than me. And he called me and he's like, hey, kid, I think you have real talent. Can you fly to New York for 3 days and make videos with me? I said, absolutely, because he was one of the biggest on the platform. And he took me under his wing. He showed me how to make content, sort of. I knew what I was doing, but he gave me a little edge that I didn't see before because I was 17, 18 years old.
Right. What did he give you? What was the edge?
So I would come up with a content idea and he'd straight up be like, it needs a little more. So there's that basic level of content that most people think on.
Right.
And now, after years and years of doing it, everything I do is like eons above that level. But it took time to build it up there because you got to know what people want to see.
Sure.
Right. I got to be my own demographic. and that it started with Jerome. Shout out Jerome.
So when I was, Tommy Chong, right? So when I go to jail, right? Who's my bunkmate? Tommy Chong.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's crazy.
And Cheech and Chong up in Smoking Room, right? So funny guy, right? So him and Cheech are coming here Wednesday on the podcast, right?
That's fucking awesome.
Wish you were here. We should do a fucking joint.
That'd be crazy.
The great guys. Hey, so here's what Tommy said to me. We were bunkmates, right? And he says, you got to write a fucking book. Because I was telling him stories that he'd be dying, rolling on the floor, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how to write. Just write the way you speak, right? I tried that. It didn't work. But here's the one tip that Tommy gave me that changed everything. When you write, he goes, you have to write about the most of. Exactly what you just said. In other words, if it's going to be a situation, it's the most of a situation. If you're bad, you're the worst. If you're exciting, you're the most exciting.
So did you embellish?
No. Just pick the moments of your life
where you were indeed the worst.
I'm embarrassed. I didn't have to, by the way. Okay. I wish I had, by the way. But I'm not proud of some of the stuff, although it was fun. I don't recommend it to fucking average people. Okay, even to above average is crazy. But the point is that I was writing, and it was like almost like you said about Vine. It was 6 seconds, but you took the note, that middle, that kernel, that was the absolute
the
best.
core of the.
That was the thing, right? That's what people want to hear about, and you mastered that art on Vine.
Absolutely,
right. So I think on someone on YouTube, like when you do something, you're not saying, you know what, people are out there living ordinary lives. That's not good or bad. Everyone is, including every day we go through life, right?
Yeah.
We want to be taken to a different level. We want to change our state, laugh harder, love harder, feel more, whatever is good and bad, both, right? And that's what that's about, right?
The most of.
How
did he know that? Where did he?
He's profuse because he's been famous writing books and doing movies. So he's a professional writer and actor, right? A brilliant guy.
Yeah,
you were like fucking, by the way, you weren't even in the twinkle in your mom's eye when he was famous, this guy. And the thing about Tommy, it's amazing, he couldn't have been nicer to every single person there in the jail. I was fortunate that he was my bunkmate.
Why was he in jail?
Stupidest thing. He was there for selling not even pot, bongs on the internet.
No
I shit you not. Bongs on.
Yo, that's crazy how people are still in jail for that shit.
Yeah, well, not even. So I said to him, it's bad for me because I'm like, fuck, if this guy's doing a year and a day for selling bongs, I got to do 10,000 years for it to be fucking easy.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It was pretty,
wow, that's whack as fuck.
But he was a great guy and he gave me that tip. So is that really, so tell me about give me the best, first let's start, what was your breakout? There was one video that broke things open.
Nah, man, it was like a series of viral videos. I mean, I had some big ones. Like I did the splits around New York, and then eventually did like the splits around the world. And that
what splits? Define splits for the one.
Like I literally dropped down into the splits. Like I did the splits, flexible wise.
You did that?
Do you see what I'm saying? Like
you don't look like you could fucking.
I know.
Can you do it right now?
I could. I'm flexible as fuck, bro. Like I would stand in front of people. They'd be walking. I'd just drop into the splits, and that one went pretty viral. And then I had a couple just more stupid ones of me just like fucking around and getting hurt, like jumping over things. To be honest, dude, they're so like insignificant now. I don't even know. I don't even remember that time of my life, to be honest.
Did it baffle you? Were you like saying, why? Did you understand your own success or did you say, I got it? Or was it like, when you're saying, dude, why aren't people even watch? Or you're saying, I know what people want. I'm going to give them what they want and more of it.
Yeah, it was a latter. I understand my success, but like till this day, it does indeed baffle me. Like, cause at my core, I am just a kid from Ohio who happens to like this thing that a lot of people like. Right. I like making videos and people like watching videos. Like I was born into the perfect scenario for me as a human. But yeah, every day I'm stunned with.
I met your mom.
Oh, my sweet mother.
I met your mother. She's got you and your brother to deal with, right?
Dude, I feel so bad for her. Mom, I love you. We're just like, because now it's like
she's fucking proud of you.
She's she's the only sweet one left in the family. Like just a pure soul. And so I try so hard to like corrupt her. She just never breaks.
Like my
she
mom.
Never breaks. Like, because now I'm testing her, right? Like when I was younger, I'd test my jokes on her, and if my mom had a reaction, good or bad,
right,
which by the way probably shaped my content, like a shock value, I was like, great, she's reacting in some way, shape, or form.
But she become like probably like immune to it at a certain point, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, she
like my dad.
She's way immune.
Like you remember the movie, my dad, right? He was so
exactly.
Right? He was so fucking crazy that I'll tell you, he was so conservative, right? That I just made I think about 10 million in 2 days, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like I'm thinking 1992. I just had a huge big win on Wall Street, right? And I said I don't want to expand. I want to buy 20 more desks, right? Like $100 a desk. Mm-hmm. So I went on placed an order for desks. He worked for me as my bookkeeper, as my CFO, right? Yeah. I didn't ask him first. He fucking goes berserk, goes fucking wild. You fucking, how could you spend $2,000? You guys are gonna go.
When you just made $10 million?
Yeah.
What's the deal? Just
he's fucking because he's depression era mentality, resistant to change in any shape or form. But here's the thing: he's even worse. The first time I spent money on dinner, I took him out to a dinner for $1,000. How about this? Flash forward 2 years later, right? He walks into my assistant, Mo, in the back. He goes, "Is it possible to spend $26,000 on dinner?" Like, we wore him down so bad that, like, it was almost like, is it even possible?
Oh,
like,
my God.
He became, you get it?
Oh, no, he became immune because y'all were always doing some shit.
You got it. He did.
So, but why did you keep him there if he was, like, always...
Let me tell you something. My father he wasn't involved in the Wall Street side, right? But I'm not good. I think I'm like you in this. I'm not really good at watching money. I'm very good at making money.
Yeah, so bad at that.
So you have to surround yourself with people who are great at the things that you're not so great at, right?
True, very
so
true.
Especially when it comes to money, right? You know, that's the place where people steal from you, they fuck you, right?
Yeah.
But my dad was so mean, he was really feared.
Meticulous type.
And he was feared. So guys, like I had 2,000 brokers, they come into my office. "Hey, can I get an advance?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure. Go ask my dad."
They're not gonna, he's not
God, never mind.
Nah, never do it. That's dope.
Get it? So back to you now. Okay, so listen.
Here we are.
Tell me the best, in your opinion, the best video, the best thing you've done that like defines who you are.
These are tricky.
Give me one.
These superlatives on the spot. There's one that I love particularly because I'm sure you've heard nothing's original. Have you heard people say this?
Yeah.
Do you believe it?
Well, listen, I think it was 1892 or something, the U.S. Patent Office sent that letter. We're going to close down because everything that's been invented has already been invented.
In what year?
1892.
In 1892.
Well, like around there, yes. They thought everything had been invented.
So
going on for a while, this shit.
Over a century ago.
Yeah, there's nothing is new and everything is new. Nothing's new and everything is new, right?
Exactly. So this being a creative, this is something I heard, and anytime I can buck that trend in my mind anyways, it's a big fucking fat win for me.
Right.
So I did a video where I took a first class flight to Dubai in United Emirates.
Showers?
Yeah, with the showers. You see how big the bathrooms
I've
are? Literally
been in those many times.
As big as
Yeah.
So
I even took 2 showers. Oh, come on.
Yeah, man, it's phenomenal. And so I had this idea, knowing that the bathroom was this big, to turn the bathroom into a Maverick, my apparel, a Maverick merchandise store. So I brung on 2 carry-ons,
right?
This big. And then about 3 hours before we landed, I went and I literally decked out the entire bathroom into a store. Like, I brought hangers, I brought stickers, I brought clips, wall clips, and it was covered in Maverick merchandise, like probably like $2,000-3,000 worth of clothes.
Right.
And then I would go and I'd find like a kid who was like a fan on the plane. I'd be like, "Hey, you want to pick some merch?" So the kid would come
and
in.
And the stewardesses are so nice. They're like, "Oh, what can I help you?"
Oh no, they didn't know.
They didn't know.
No, they had no idea. No, they'd be pissed. They'd be
they're really nice, by the way.
They're so nice, but the one came in and she's like,
I'm still here in no store allowed.
What? No, I mean, like, what do you say to a kid? Like, "I'm sorry, sir, you can't open a store on my plane." Like, I thought I was gonna get blacklisted, but luckily I did not, and I apologized. And she, I mean, of course, she kicked me out, and I had to take it down. But like, I had never seen I'd never seen that done
That's
before.
a great idea, by the way.
No, it was
Did you sell any shit though? I know, that's awesome.
Thank you.
How many shirts did you? How much did you sell?
I'm not playing.
Because the ticket would be $16,000, right? Round trip,
$20. Like I charged like one person. I think it was like my videographer at the time. But yeah, man, like I hadn't seen that video done before, and I think the storyline and the editing and everything was perfect. But I've done so much shit. Like you can find literally hundreds of like those.
Let's go back for a second. The beginning. What was your childhood like? And that's a stupid question, but I want to know. Like, just quickly, were you rich, poor, in the middle?
I was middle class,
right, like me.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was definitely
felt loved.
Yeah.
Single mom, both parents.
Both. My parents got divorced when I was 7. Pretty brutal. Not the best, but like I wasn't too like affected by it.
Right.
They kept it cordial enough for me to not let it ruin my childhood.
Or as your psychiatrist say, "You don't think you were affected."
Oh, absolutely. I've heard this before. And by the way, like you're probably right. Probably ruined my life.
Fucking knows.
Fuck
right?
you guys.
We're all crazy. So yeah. So as your parents split, right? Did she struggle? Like was part of your trip? Like a lot of people, like athletes that say they want to retire their mom as their greatest thing.
Yeah, my mom married a a very wealthy doctor. So
There you go.
She got off the hook. You got off the hook,
Beautiful
Ma.
lady, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, she really did it. And then my dad, just kind of like a jack of all trades, and he loved me and Jake to death, and also worked us to death. Not quite literally, but also.
What does he do, your dad?
He literally anything. You need your gutters cleaned, he'll do it. You need your roof repaired, he'll do it. Yeah. His big thing at the time was he was a real estate agent. So he was a realtor for a very long time.
And you grew up where, Midwest, right? What you say?
Yeah, Midwest Ohio.
Got it. Where in Ohio?
Cleveland.
Okay.
He was
Shaker Heights area?
we were Westlake, so close. We were like, that was like our neighbor. But my dad was mega affected by the 2008 real estate crash. Ruined his life. Oh shit. Ruined his life. And then when he tried to
holding pyramiding, or was it because he was holding real estate, or was just
tons.
Oh, I got it.
And just like
Yep.
huge hit for him. And mind you, single dad, takes care of 2 kids, and most dads, I understand, if they get divorced, the single dads will see their kids every other weekend.
Yeah.
My dad fought for equal custody.
Yeah.
He's like, no, they're my kids, and I fucking love them, and I want to see them every week.
And that is probably why it didn't affect you. See, I got divorced my second wife when the kids were like 8 and 10, right? It's a little earlier, but we had it was just like I saw them every time I could. We co-raised them, and my kids are okay because they always knew they were loved by. It wasn't like the dad just blew out.
There was none of that. There was tremendous amounts of love on both sides, and my mom and my dad are so different, hence the divorce. So we go to my mom's house acting like my dad, and we come back to my dad's house acting like my mom. And so there was this constant shift of like trying to figure out who we were as kids. And then, to this day, I still don't really know.
And what is you still close with both of them?
Very.
I met your mom.
Very close.
Yeah.
Very close with both of them. Yeah.
So let me ask you. Okay, so you grew up basically normal, fun, right? We always your brother is does what you do, right?
Yeah, same shit, sort of. Same but different.
How'd that come about?
Yin yang. Man, he was in the videos with me when we were young. We always just
right
did
from
it.
the start,
Yeah. And he's a bit of more of like a troublemaker per se, but he's also very business minded. Like he plays the game of internet way better than I do.
Maybe let me say. So he's more of a troublemaker than you. You got some people. Oh. Some people are like, what the fuck? Wait.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Oh,
I'm
look. Give me an
example.
Here's my thing.
Give me an example.
I'll make mistakes. We all know the mistakes I've made. Like
I don't think your mistakes are so terrible. Just so you know,
we can get into it
because I have a high threshold for mistakes.
Yes,
in my life, right?
Yes, very true. But like, I'll make a mistake, and they tend to be me just being fucking dumb. Like not even thinking about it. It just like goes over my head for whatever reason.
It wasn't
something
a bad intent. You weren't looking to hurt someone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like
you're like, what?
Jake,
People are offended?
I don't mean to throw you under the bus, Jake, but like,
but I have to.
But I know I'll just use stuff that like
I want to
know
hear
about.
He won't
like,
be upset. I'm sure.
No, he might. Like,
it's okay though.
Nah,
he's got to be thick-skinned at this point. He knows you love him. So let's hear it.
Like here's an example. Like one time he like lit a couch on fire and threw it in his empty pool in his backyard, and like almost like
in LA.
Yeah, lit the whole neighborhood on fire.
I heard about
this. Yes, and then a news van came by one day, and he like was riding his dirt bike down the street doing wheelies, and then climbed on top of the news van. Like Jake's like a rock star. Jake is he got tattoos all over his body, ears pierced. He's got the fashion sense. None of these things I have. I have one tattoo, but you can't even see it. I'm like the Midwest like corn-fed creative boy. Jake's like a fucking rock star.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So the reason I heard about that is I was with Mark Roberts when I think they were throwing him out of the house there. They had a house with some big thing going on in LA for a while.
Yeah.
And they were trying to evict him for saying it was just wildness.
They won. House. Yeah, they were right. He no longer lives in
And I was like, I heard what they were doing. I'm like, fuck. Okay, I did shit. The thing was, with us, which I think
would you put people in danger?
If you would consider giving them, crack and quaaludes and
no. I'm talking about people not involved in the event, in the thing.
Well,
oftentimes Jake's escapades would put other people in danger.
That's not a good thing for sure.
And mind you, this is I'm speaking in the future. Now, this was 2-3 years ago.
In the past, yeah.
We both.
Yeah, he's evolved and grown, right?
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He's 22.
I met him when he was like 19, I think.
Yeah, so he was not. You met him right into like the midst
wild
of
life.
like I have money, clout, and
yeah. So it wasn't so much that we were putting people in danger. What we were doing was like if I had a party. Right, it was I was about 26 when it really started. 20, it really got big, right? Yeah. So I had the police on the payroll. They were part of it.
Ah, that's right.
You get it? So I throw a party in the Hamptons, and the police were guarding the place. They'd be like, Mr. Belfort, there's 4 people doing crack in your. I said that's fine. Don't worry about it, Jimmy. Like they were all.
No way.
Oh no, they were totally in on the whole thing.
That's sharp.
And,
That's
and there was
what you gotta
wasn't
do,
there was
man.
no one was dealing
But,
drugs.
yo,
it was just people consuming drugs.
Will cops still do that?
I don't really think the world's changed a bit, right? But remember, there was no drug dealing going on.
Yeah.
There was drug consuming going on in vast.
What's the
quantities.
difference?
What? No, well, it's a difference. I think it's a difference.
Hey, the first question I asked you on my podcast, I go, so you've done a lot of drugs, huh? And your answers are my favorite.
What did I say?
You go.
Couple?
No, you're like, well, massive quantities, really. And I'm like, what the?
Listen,
Who says that?
Come on. Remember, what did we say about the most of? I mean,
The most of, you gotta
believe
go
what's
hard.
doing well. You do it right. You're gonna do it. You fucking go for it, right? I will abuse.
Even if it's drugs,
listen, buddy. I've abused Visine.
Don't do drugs. You've abused Visine? In what manner?
I'll fucking 20 drops in. You give me something that says take 3, I'll take 12.
Visine's not over the counter, is it?
Yeah, the fucking eye drops. No, everything I see, I have to take extra of. It's just
Can
my
you still
personality.
see colors?
I do. I see fucking perfectly. I have like one of those personalities. Do you ever do drugs?
I've done drugs.
Yep. Any ever have? Okay, listen. Let me tell you my theory on drugs. I might have said this on
I
the
don't
show.
do drugs, but like,
Have you
And also,
taken-
wait, define drugs?
Cocaine,
nah.
ecstasy.
No.
Okay, smoke pot.
I've smoked some fucking.
Do you like
weed,
that?
bro. No, I don't smoke
I
anymore.
fucking hate it.
I passed out in Colorado. I for the first time in my life went instantaneously unconscious, headbutted the floor. I'm never smoking weed again.
The shit that is out there right now is not normal. It's not
Yo, what
like
the
this.
fuck? Why is it so potent?
It's like science. Guys, that guy from fucking NASA growing fucking pot.
I was in Denver,
Terrible.
like home of weed and the altitude.
No,
no coming back.
It's really this shit makes me paranoid. I worry about everything. I just hate it. So what about is alcohol?
Yeah, I drink. I don't drink currently, but like, I like to sip on out to drink heavily every now and then.
How much? Let me ask this: how much of the whole? Listen, when you were like doing your crazy shit, was any of it fueled by drugs?
No, none of it was.
Wow.
I'll tell you what though.
Wow.
I'll tell you what. Occasionally, because we would shoot during the day, so any steam we had to blow off was done at night. We'd go to the clubs. Occasionally, from like the first 50% of maybe one every 20 vlogs was done extremely hungover and reckless, and like literally no recollection of doing it because I was in such a state of like automation.
Right.
And I was, you know how you are when you're hungover. You're just like,
I lived that way for like 10 years.
exactly. So some of them were like that, but yeah, no drugs, man. No, yeah.
How about this? How about women? Another drug. How's your love life? Listen, you're a
Dude,
you're a good
say, bro. It's
listen,
just shit, bro.
you
man.
need some blue chew, by the way. Take on the way.
Give me some fucking Viagra gum, please.
So let me ask you, no, seriously, I want to ask you about women. First of all, who's better with women? You or your brother?
When you say better,
I mean, who's got the fucking rap? You said he's a
what
rock
do you
star.
mean, bro? Like,
Who going to a club? You and your brother. One hot chick, totally fucking smoking. You both. Who's walking out with her?
who'd you say?
They're pointing to you.
I'll tell you why I think it's me.
I want to have them on separately. He'll say, "Motherfucker, it's me."
No, he might tell you because I'm a little more strategic. Like I'm a little smarter.
Explain.
Like,
Give some tips.
When I hit on a girl, I'm not really hitting on her. I'm more of just like having a conversation with like. It's like a conversation where it's like clear that I'm into you rather than like I'm jabbing at you. You know what I'm saying?
Do you use like pickup lines and shit? No, yeah, you do.
No,
Right,
no.
yeah, okay, good.
I'll say
I
maybe
like that.
maybe in like a cheesy way if I'm like the perfect amount of tipsy, and then like I'll dive into like an actual conversation.
Right.
Because like I'm sure you know this. The perception of me is that I'm a fucking moron, which by the way is true, but also I got more sides to me that surprises people.
Well,
so when I start talking,
you know what? One of my questions here, obviously, is I don't believe that for a fucking second that you're a moron.
oh, look at you.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Might
All
be
right,
right.
because I don't believe that stupid people are successful for long. Yeah, stupid people get successful. One hit here and there. You've been going at strong. How many years now?
Been sick.
Ain't a fucking accident, pal. And you're not
years.
stupid. So, and by the way, it's okay. It's a persona, right? But you're not
Yeah.
stupid. Everyone knows that. And people really know you know that. But
This is fucking awesome, bro. I need one of these arms on my
practice
podcast.
you could do like,
Up, down, left,
it's
right.
like fucking,
Down.
No, only don't be self-deprecating. Tell me, okay, what's your greatest strength is in terms of business and in intellect? What are you really? Besides, listen, you're a great communicator, but tell me, what's your biggest? Are you good at math? Are you good? You have great ideas, vision. What's your thing?
I'm good at a lot of things.
Tell me.
That might that might be my thing. I'm good at a lot of things,
which is important.
Like
right?
I'm pretty versatile. Like like you said, if I do something and I like it, I'll go balls deep. I'm good at a lot of things. So in high school, math was my shit. Math and athletics.
Okay.
I was the calc god, they called me. Like I was so good at
what?
calculus.
I
was so good at calculus.
There you go. So I was right.
Solve all
Not
the
more.
equations.
There you go. So
Proofs and everything. So
the truth comes on. Is by that, I'm a nerd at heart. Part of me's a nerd.
I can see that.
Yeah. Part
when
of
you left the podcast, even like when the review team watched it, all of us were like, I'm like, yo, this is probably one of the smartest dudes I've ever met. Like, you are smart as fuck, bro.
I remember shit, like weird shit, because I read a lot and I enjoy like what I read, so I remember it.
Oh, you do read?
I do read. I do, yeah. I do.
Nice.
Not as much
How
as I
you
should
retain
anymore.
that information? Like, it tends to go in and out my brain.
Yeah, but that's And by the way, my wife, she's interesting. She's brilliant, but she's not like it's not so much her memory; it's her ability to take abstract concepts, and she can make great ideas from abstract.
Do you have
concepts.
an example?
Yeah. Like for instance, like her views on certain things politically and socially.
Yeah,
she has some very stuff that I was like, wow, you know what? I thought that she was crazy when she first said it, and then it turned out to be very true. Stuff like that, where she was like very sort of good socially, and she's she's called a kinesthetic. She's a feeler. I'm more of like a visual, auditory, very calculated.
I'm both.
Yeah,
I'm both. A kinesthetic, you called it?
Kinesthetic, a feeler. Like,
that.
She's like a deep, like everything she speaks, she interprets the world around her in feelings. Like she'll look and say, oh, I feel this way. I'm like, I see it this way. That's the difference between the two. You get it? We both we see the same thing. We feel the same way, but she explains it in feelings. I explain it from a visual. That's the difference.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I have a solid mix of both. I was gonna say probably one of my strongest assets is feeling and reading energy. No, I got this. I know how productions work. Can't have a little dangly string.
And you're very versatile.
Very. That's what I'm saying. But like, and by the way, I'm hyper aware of every piece of production that's happening right now. Like, I'm just like, my mind is ticking at 1,000 degrees, bro. Hyper conscious is what.
So you're a smart dude. You're strategic, right? You're all around. I get it. So you're saying is you have a general sense of things going on, right? You're versatile, right? So tell me, what do you think is let's be honest here, right? What do you think is the biggest mistake that you've made in your career up until this point?
I think it's pretty obvious.
Tell me.
Let me see if I can put.
I know the obvious. Well, yeah, the obvious
would be Japan, obviously.
Okay, well, we'll go through that in a second.
Let me see if I can put this on a macro level, because that was a massive mistake, but it happened for a reason, right? I did that because something else went wrong, and I want to try to identify that mistake.
Let's talk about it.
I think it was.
Can we stop it? Tell everyone what happened in Japan first. So give everyone
No,
context.
I won't do it. You know why?
Bad.
No, because I did this. I've done this before. I did an interview with Larry King.
Yeah,
and he had me say it, and I was like, it was a learning lesson for me. I literally like described it, and I'm so far beyond it now.
Something happened where you walk into an area where people tend to commit suicide, and you filmed yourself, and you saw someone who committed suicide, and that was the gist of it, right?
That was
okay. So now
most people know about it, right? So
right, they do.
But yeah, that was
just so you know, I didn't think it was so terrible.
No, I know. You told me that, and I appreciate your viewpoint.
Because I knew for sure that there was no See, I believe it's about intent. I knew you, and just by even just knowing a little about you, I knew there was. Well, you didn't go in it to hurt people. If it was, people make mistakes all the time. I'm not saying it wasn't a mistake, but the intent behind it. What I was like, I'm gonna fuck some hurt. You weren't going in like that at all, right?
No,
of course not. Right.
So I think the biggest mistake I made was somehow getting lost in content creation. Like literally sacrificing my life, my health, my well-being, my mental, all for content creation. Everything I did, the only thing that mattered was getting that next video out. Daily vlogging, and by the way, each one had to be better than the last. And how can this be more and more intense? How can the shock value increase? Everything was just adding up, and I wanted to just be the biggest, and I didn't care what I had to do to get there. And that is the most fucking dangerous mindset I think anyone can take. Moderation,
anything, by the way,
anything. Moderation is
it's
key.
Stratton. We had this thing, we did these crazy acts of depravity, right? And how do you get, how do you start
that's
some
right.
of this shit? But
Yes.
it's like you need, you're almost like an action junkie in that, that kind of realm. It's like you need higher and higher cliffs to dive off.
The worst.
And shallower and shallower pools to land in. Eventually, you're going to miss and fucking kill yourself, right?
Yes. Horrible.
So let me just put another. So what basically happened was you got so caught up in just sort of like there was no sort of outside thought of ethics or anything else. It wasn't even trying to hurt anyone. It was just more like you were just like
no, and you can even see in content leading up to it, like something was going wrong. It was just like pure fucking debauchery, disrespect. And there was no
disrespect in what sense?
Like I would like sometimes disrespect people in a like a arm's length kind of way.
Give me an example.
It was almost like this. Okay, so and I've always been like this with my content, but it had gotten worse.
There's a line always, right?
Yeah. So like I'd go to a grocery store and I'd put on a tracksuit and run on the conveyor belt like it's a treadmill. It's pretty fucking disrespectful. Really funny video, right? Like to me, that's funny. If I saw something, I'd laugh. Or example, on an airplane, I'd take the toilet.
Stop. 1 to 10 on the beds. Okay, on the 10, 1 being perfectly white, 10 being the worst thing you do. Where do you put that right now?
What?
Running on the treadmill. And what do you put that in? 5 being it's no, not so.
I mean, am I answering this from a perspective of living in 2016, or am I answering this from right now, 2019?
Right now, 2019.
That's like a 5.
A 5.
I will get comments. If
I agree.
If I did that right now,
dude.
I will get comments that say like, "This is not funny,"
but not the worst thing in the world.
In 2015, no one gave up.
Right, but not the worst thing in the world. I don't think it is.
No, it doesn't harm anyone.
I mean, I have a high threshold, but still, you're not hurting anyone, right? Okay.
I can't. I mean, I'm like. Me too. As long as I'm not hurting anyone,
right.
In my old mind, I was like, "This is probably fine. You're gonna live. You might not like it. You're gonna live."
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Give me another example. So it was no one.
I took the toilet paper. This was one of my original vines, like 4 or 5 years ago. I took the toilet paper on an airline and like put it in the toilet and then flushed it. And airline toilets have long flushes, so the roll of toilet paper just for like 5 seconds, right? And I'm just like standing there like. And again, funny.
I'm walking through pretty think of doing that, by the way.
It's hilarious, but also like you probably shouldn't be doing that shit. So,
but wait, there's no danger to the airlines? The plane's not going to fly out of the fucking sky.
The plane's not going to fly out of the sky.
Is anything? It's like what is the pressure situation? So it goes right. It's like it just sucks it like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Right, because you're at altitude, the pressure, so like it just gets sucked out.
But yeah, so I mean, okay, back to the original conversation. So there was just like a chain of like disrespect that was like mostly done for content because it was funny, but
your threshold,
25% of it wasn't funny. 25% of it was probably just considered like some sort of cringeful disrespect.
And your threshold keeps moving a little bit with each time, right? And you become it's like you become anesthetized to your own side. I know firsthand, right? So and was there before that thing happened in Japan, right? Was there something else that led up to it? Like was there is somebody saying it was like a trigger of
It was my personal life, dude.
Tell me.
I had 2 people that I value their opinions more than anyone. Tell me. They said, "Hey, you've changed in the last month or 2. If you keep this attitude up, something bad is going to happen." Mind you, I had never made a mistake. I was YouTube's golden boy. And so here I am gaining 100,000 subscribers a day, making multi-million dollars every month. And I feel invincible. I'm 22 years old. Nothing can stop me. Quite literally, nothing can stop me. Like I'm also like a big fucking dude. So like, if I see someone in the streets and who thinks they can stop me, like, no, you can't. Like, I literally feel invincible. And they warned me. I did not heed the warnings and thought I was on the right track. And I think somewhere around there was when I was at the fork in the road and I went the wrong way. Instead of taking a step back because I was so on the like nothing matters except this next video that I'm gonna put out tomorrow. And by the way, I'm hearing you, but I'm not listening.
Right. So what? So all right. So you go. You don't tell me your version of it. So you go into this. It's like a bridge, or no? It's just a park or something, right? I think it's a.
I don't even want to get into it. No. Because like I'm telling you, Jordan, I've done this before, and I just find myself sitting here just like cringing.
Let's forget it. Let's skip over it. All right, and then.
Well, it does play an important part of my life, so I don't like getting into specifics.
I don't give a fuck about the incident. I want to know what happened. I want to know how it changed you.
Oh, okay.
All right, and how you processed it, and also I know when you went on Larry King, like you that's kind of you didn't. you felt like you had a bad experience because you weren't able to verbalize how you really felt.
Well,
about
also, like, to be quite honest, Larry didn't understand what the issue was.
it? In what sense?
He didn't.
You know, I know Larry.
Yeah,
He's a very nice guy.
nice
by the
guy.
way.
He just
My wife almost killed him. By the way, she was sick. It's a true story. So I got back from Africa. I was doing charity work there, right? And I came back with a terrible, like some rare fucking bug. Or so who knows what the fuck it was. It was like almost the Ebola bug, but not quite. I was vomiting. I was sick as shit. No bleeding, but just really deathly ill, right? And my wife catches everything. It's like I was already better, but you know, I met her, we hugged and kissed, right? Within 12 hours, she was deathly ill.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. She was like, she couldn't move. The doctor was there, right?
You hate to see
now,
that.
Larry and I were together, both speaking at the same event.
Okay.
For a friend of ours, they got him Stan Barty, who was a big broker, and he had this event called the Forbes Conference every year, right? Larry and I were both the headline speakers. It was in Palm Beach. And after the event was over, Stan had a private jet, a G3 or G4, picking us up together, drive us, take us out to LA together, right? So I was like, I don't know if my wife should get in the fucking plane with Larry King, because she's like, that recirculated air. Larry's like in his 80s.
Oh no.
But dude, and they said, no, it's fine. We're like, oh, she got on there. We're like, fucking, we were waiting for like a week for the incubation period, but he fucking made it, you know?
Oh my God.
Anyway,
Okay, so not quite literally like an attack. There was like some sort of virus that almost killed Larry King.
Everybody I
due to
came
your
in touch
wife.
with got sick, and it didn't kill you, but you get vomiting.
Took a risk with that one.
Dude, I'm telling you. So anyway,
Damn.
so tell me what was the problem with the whole thing with Larry?
With Larry? He had me walk him through what happened, like in specific detail, because he just like I would give him some sort of like generic answer that kind of answered his questions about what happened. And he would be like, well, I don't understand. And then I go a little deeper. And before you know it, Larry King, being the expert interviewer he is, he had walked me into like literally retelling the whole story. And I'm sitting here like, wait a second, this is like a year and a half ago. Why are we even talking about this right now? And before you know, we had been talking about it for 30 minutes. I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah. So okay. So
yeah, it wasn't ideal. You know what I'm saying? And I learned from that.
Let's move. I don't want to move. I want to talk about what. So what did you learn from that though?
Yeah.
Did it wait? See, here's the thing, God, just before I answer, let me just tell you, I made a lot of fucking mistakes. All right. And I had my graveyard moments for myself where I did shit that was awful and stupid and terrible, self-destructive. And unlike you, I hurt other people, and I admit it, and I'm sorry for that. All right. What can you do? It happened. I do great now. I do every day to live my life that way. But I made my mistakes. You didn't really hurt anyone. But so that's why, I never. You should hold your head high, because I don't think it was so terrible. You're a young guy. You're riding a fucking fantastic wave. How could you not make some mistakes along the way? You can't. It's impossible for you not to.
I thought it was possible.
You can't. But what makes you what would make you an asshole is if you didn't learn from it, and you did learn from
Facts.
it. So the point is, all right, is what. But with me, the first few mistakes that were gigantic mistakes, I was like, fuck it, no. I'm like,
oh, you still went for it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
After my yacht sank, okay, after I crashed, my jet crashed, my yacht sank, I was fucking on, it's all because of Quaaludes and Coke and insanity, right? You figure after the yacht sank and the jet crashed 7 days later, right? You think I'd say, I should slow down.
Oh my God.
I'm like, no fucking way. I'm going hard. I went fucking harder. It took another year. It took me almost killing myself till I finally.
How much was the yacht?
Oh, it wasn't like $10 million back then, because it was an older yacht, right?
You're a pussy,
but I know. I'm fucking. But here's the thing: Lloyd's of London, the best part. I hated the fucking boat. Don't ever, no matter how much money you make, please. I'm gonna give you some great father.
Don't tell me not to buy a yacht.
Don't buy. No, just fucking buy a jet, charter a yacht. All right, buy a jet, charter.
The opposite.
No fucking way.
No.
It's like floating hard, unless you get over $5 billion. Anyway, but let me tell you something. Right here's the real lesson though: is that after it sank and the plane crashed, I rationalized in my mind that it wasn't me. It was just everything but me. And I pushed back on all advice. So I actually credit you that, as being young, seriously, that's why I don't judge. What did did you make a shift straight after that? Was it like, oh, fuck?
No, I did not. Yeah. I didn't. I mean, because
I would surprise if you did. It just takes more than one thing to really shock yourself.
Oh, as much as I wish I could have said,
I know.
I took the month off and I.
Yeah, I get it. You rationalized it, right?
Not even rationalize it. I knew I was wrong, but you used the word shift, a true character shift, something where you are changing the way you act and think on a day-to-day basis. It's not going to happen overnight. Something where inherently in the deepest parts of your brain that has to change. That is an ongoing process. And to this day, I'm still recovering and thinking about how I can be better and improve and make sure that nothing like that ever happens again. Because again, I had to undergo an extreme change in how I thought and how I acted and how I make content, by the way, because how I think and how I act reflects the content I'm making. So, I mean, I think we could, if one were to look at the content we've made in the past 2 months, I think it's very evident that we are going for that elevated level of entertainment.
Right.
It
could be just as cool.
We're averaging the most views we ever have. Everything's fucking phenomenal.
You know what? It's the parallels are incredible here. So number one, in terms, just to give you a little, not advice, just insight into what I learned in my life.
I love hearing.
But it's an insight from me. So I can say what worked for me is that, and I've seen for a lot of other people is that you were right that I was be surprised if you just like, so, oops, I'm gonna be a different guy. That doesn't work.
Doesn't happen, yo. Doesn't happen.
But there are these moments eventually when you go through so much fucking pain that you can make that ultimate shift. And once you do make that shift, it gets much easier because you become congruent. Before that, you're almost faking it till you make it, right? And there's two ways you can fake it till you make it. But, my point is, did you ever have one moment where you were like, whoa, did you have a wake-up moment? And now, every day it's a process.
Yeah.
Was there a wake-up where you said, you know what? I fucking get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was that about?
It happened, I think it happened close to the beginning of this year when I watched some of the content I made in 2017, my blow up year, before, like everything leading up to Japan, and even some of the interviews I watched after Japan of me. Like I did an interview with Casey Neistat, and I was on 60 Minutes, and I would go back and watch that, and I'd see myself still not fully comprehending what happened. And to me, I was finally looking at, I genuinely believed I was viewing a different person. I was like, that was me.
Call that growth, buddy.
I was like, the guy in that skin is also me. Weird fucking feeling. Really weird. Like some of the old videos I made, I can't even watch them. Yeah. Because it feels like such a removed part of me. And I guess it is growth.
No,
it's just weird to see because it's all online, yo. It's not like private. It's not me growing up as like a person and it's all on my own. It's everyone can see it.
I can feel your pain.
Exactly.
I look like I always said, like the movie, right? So, that's all over the world, right? And, you can't change what you did. You just can't, right? But you can, I think the greatest testament you do is how you live today. If you were still doing that shit the same way, then you're still that person. If you're not, you're the biggest inspiration. You have the ability to inspire more people than anyone I know. More than me. You have an entire generation of people that look up to you. And you could, and by the way, and it's not mutually exclusive. You can make them laugh and be fucking wild and crazy and have a positive message, or you can be wild, crazy, and be an asshole. And you seem like you're on the path of having a positive message, but be
the message has always been positive. That's the thing I definitely want to make clear is like the message has always been positive, and the intent, like you said, has always been positive, but sometimes the intent is irrelevant depending on the specific case. But I agree. I want to get back to a place where we are doing some sort of like daily or like tri-weekly content output. It's just hard because you have to, infrastructure, editors, videographers.
Who's your core? See, how many followers do you have?
Followers?
Yeah, like how does it work? What's the terminology?
Yeah, followers.
Followers on YouTube?
Yeah, I got subscribers on YouTube. I got like 19.4, I think, 19.4 mil. And then Instagram, like 16.
Demographics. What's your sweet? Who is Logan Paul's like? I know you obviously people all it, but what's your big sweet spot?
18 to 24. So,
right.
so kids.
And has it changed in the last 3 years?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it growing with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So it grows with you.
It's growing with me, and also like we are aging up. We do a podcast now. Like I don't see any 12-year-olds listening to fucking podcasts.
Right.
They're kids my age, 18 to 24 or 18 to like 35, who want to learn and hear about life.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of our shit is aimed towards the older demo, where we are actually right at the cusp of like truly breaking into it. We're kind of just teetering on the edge of like, hey, it's very clear there's a different direction in our content, and some people see it. And I just have to find a way to optimize because I love the direction I'm going.
What's your day like? Tell me about your typical day for you.
Every day is different. Every day is different. I would say, if there's a workout in there, like That's the start of my day. I need.
Well, dude, you're
I
fucking
try to
big,
get.
dude.
Thank you.
What's
I just box now though.
What's the whole thing now with the? I see all this shit, boxing, slapping. What's the whole fucking story?
Bro,
The slap thing. I mean,
people in the face. Bro. I like to hit people in the face.
What's the story with the slap guy, by the way?
What? This. So I entered a slap competition, and then I
Like fuck what? In the
yeah, you go. We were gonna fly to Russia
Right.
and enter a slap competition. They have it every year.
It doesn't surprise you it's in Russia, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, it's in Russia. There's no way this would go down in the United States.
Right.
Where two dudes stand across from each other and go slap for slap. First one to quit or get knocked out lose.
Ivan and become full.
Yeah, exactly. Bro. So I started training for this shit because I wanted to do it. It was a sick piece of content.
How do you do that? How do you train for a slap
Oh
out?
man, you do these like chest pulls. I don't even know what they're called. These chest pulls. Then you just slap shit. You get your hands rough and tough. You grip things.
Do people
you
do
get
you
forearms.
slap? Do you get slapped as part of the train? To
I got slapped by my editor, who, by the way, shout out Hayden. He hits fucking hard. Yo, he forgot to tell me that he did 5 months of boxing. So it's not like he's like a editor who also like kind of knows how to hit. Like 5 months of boxing is a lot. So
explain, but explain how does the competition work? Is it explain it?
man, you just fucking go and you slap some dudes in the face, and if you knock them out, you move on to the next round. And like that was the idea. So then we had this dude come to my house. And I was gonna slap him because I'd never slapped a human before. I'd just been slapping like lettuce and shit. And
I'm glad you didn't say we just slap goats and fucking pigs.
no animals.
Just lettuce.
No
Okay,
animals.
good.
I did slap a butt.
Lettuce
for
has
practice.
feelings too. It'd be
No,
so
lettuce-
fucking social justice for it.
vegans
You know,
would
there's a few
not like me.
snowflakes out there that got really triggered by that.
Oh, bro, lettuce is alive.
Fucking got feeling, man.
Lettuce is
Oh,
alive.
fuckers still. Yeah.
So I slapped this dude in the face, and I knocked him out. I knocked him the fuck out, and I
Where'd you catch the guy?
right in the button,
Yeah.
literally right in
Yeah,
the button,
chin, right?
And that's where I was aiming. I'm pretty like pinpoint with my shit. So I hit him there, knocked him out, and he collapsed. And I think everyone on my team who was so excited to go to Russia. By the way, the next day we'd already bought flights, everything was confirmed. Everyone kind of was like, "Oh wow, that was pretty fucking violent." Like even me, and like who's like a tough dude, and like I enjoy a good conflict, a physical altercation, but like. It wasn't he didn't defend him. He couldn't defend himself. The idea was just so this dude was knocked out cold. I talked to him, unaware of who he was or what he was doing for the next hour. I'm like, I have no desire to do that to anyone anymore. Who's defenseless? Like I'll do it in a boxing match, no problem.
So the guy you said, "Go ahead and fucking slap me." Like
he was the slap master.
the slap master.
He even
fat
said,
guy, right?
he's-
Big fat guy.
Yeah,
right?
he even said after I knocked him out, he goes, he's like, "You can't post that video, bro. I'm the slap master." I'm like.
You make him famous though.
Well, he was
The slap master got knocked. That's fucking good for him. Probably
he was supposed to come over,
Should handle it the
take
right
my
way.
slap, and then teach me how to slap. But it turns out I don't need much fucking training, bro. Ooh, shit,
Dude, fucking that lettuce was obviously they're like Rocky hitting the meat. You were
it
going
worked,
after the
bro.
fucking lettuce,
The
right?
lettuce worked, dude.
I can see the video right now.
We got ballistic dummies and everything. I was hitting everything, dude. Me.
So the rush to slap contest is also.
So I backed out. Yeah.
That's probably a good move, I think.
Probably a good move. It's the smartest shit I've done in my life.
I've been
I
to
was
Russia.
like, yo, it was seriously another Japan moment. I swear to God, I was standing there and I was like, if I do this competition and this dude named Dumpling, who by the way wins every year, he's 300 pounds and he knocks motherfuckers out with his open palm. If Dumpling hits me in the face and I get some sort of brain damage and my life is ruined,
Right. Pretty stupid.
What am I, a fucking moron?
Right. That's the old Logan Paul.
That's the old me would be like, yeah, let's fucking do it. And I'm 24 now. I don't gotta do that shit.
Let me ask you another question, right? I want to go into a very important subject. Something that I can trace back pretty much every mistake I made to chasing a woman. I was so into.
Are you serious?
Since I'm 5 years old.
Yo, wow.
I love women. I fucking love beautiful women. Love them.
Really?
I love all women, but especially beautiful. I don't deny my wife. But now I'm with the same woman for 11 years, and she's the greatest.
Wow,
she's
congratulations.
changed my life, and she's the best person in the world.
That's awesome.
I'm loyal, and I love being loyal. But it was the first time in my life I ever was.
Do you ever think about not being loyal?
Never with her.
You're lying.
No, never.
Don't you lie?
Nope. I did my best dating after I was married. I'll tell you why I'm loyal to her. Okay, not only because I love her to death, I would never risk losing what I have with her. Notice, I'm for the first time in my life, I'm actually happy. Why would I? If you don't understand what it is, trust, relationships are all based on trust. If you could overcome anything but a lack of trust. Once there's a lack of trust, you can't recover from that.
Yeah, that's tough.
To me, and I think part of it's like sacrificing a bit, and I don't mind it at all. I'm never tempted even.
Well, plus, like, I'm gonna be honest, Jordan, you might be at that age where it's tough to get a solid ting nowadays. Like, imagine if you were single.
buddy. Blue Chew.
Jordan?
There's always Blue Chew.
How much money are you getting paid for? Is it like an ongoing thing?
No, you know,
Colin,
the
fuck?
Can I tell you a funny story? Let me tell you about Viagra. So
Don't do it.
No, this is a great story. So I was with this woman, right? She was the first Miss Soviet Union. She's probably listening. She'll fucking say, "Mother, that's what happened."
Oh,
I wanted to teach her a lesson, so I took a double dose.
Good
we
luck.
we just met.
So you're
And when you take your eyes, you see fucking blue. It like makes the whole.
So are you fucking out of spite? It sounds like you're angry.
I wanted to set the tone for. She was like fucking 5'11", like towering over me. Ruski. Jordan, we know you. This is stupid. You never land on moon. This is
5'11" Ruski.
Oh yeah. She was.
Was she a cosmonaut?
She was the first Miss Soviet Union.
That's awesome.
The first and the last, right? Named Yulia, okay? And Yulia...
Did they kill her off?
No, she's still alive, Yulia,
that's good.
okay? She's living somewhere, I think, in Florida. Beautiful girl, right? But, you know, we know you land on moon, this is hoax. This is great hoax.
Wow.
Oh, she was convinced.
Like that.
Yeah. You know, I love that she thought Russians invented bazooka chewing gum, the TV, and fucking...
Bazooka
Swiss cheese.
chewing gum?
Yeah.
I think not. Easy with that one.
But anyway, so you know, I double dosed her. And I was like, yeah.
Yo, that's a fucking... I love that idea.
So tell me about women. What's 24?
24, yeah, man.
You have a steady girlfriend?
No, I had one. I'm just doing a lot of things, and I'm not quite ready to fully devote myself to another human. Like, yeah.
I get it, but
you know, just time is not something that I have copious amounts of.
But are you like at 24? You horny all the time?
No, bro, I'm not. I talked about it on my podcast. My libido is low.
Really?
My
I
brother's.
don't think you lack testosterone.
No, I don't.
You know?
But it's my libido. It's not like I'm like asexual. And I talked to my brother about this too, and because our lives tend to run parallel on the same path. And he goes, yo, when I'm grinding extremely hard, 12 to 16 hours a day, fucking is just not something that's on the top of my priority list.
So just fucking self-help, basically?
Not even, dude.
No, stop
not
it.
even kidding. Not even kidding. We talked
I'm
about
so sorry.
No, I know. I was like,
Life's simple pleasures, you know?
no, I know. My brother.
You're
and I
always your
talked
own
about it.
best friend on some
I'm not-
level, you know?
I'm not even masturbating them.
Does it bother you or no?
Not even in the slightest. Not even in the slightest.
Because I go through my ups and downs, right? Like with that, but
It's all about ups and downs.
I'm 56, so like this point, but I take testosterone. I
Oh,
think every
my
man
God.
should. I think every man
what
should.
does it do? Because my roommate Mike started doing that.
Well, I don't take more of it than I should. I take replacement therapy.
What do you feel? What does it do for you?
Okay, so if you took extra testosterone, right, then you could build muscle faster, recover from exercise.
Sounds great.
Yeah, but what I take like 0.7 every week, which is the equivalent dose if I was 25 years old that my body would naturally be producing. I use this.
Okay.
And I think most men in their 50s do that if they have money and access because your testosterone naturally drops. It's not good for you. Your bones aren't as dense. Okay, you can't build muscles faster. You're not horny. You feel more alive. Yeah. So I love it.
But it's not like steroids. Like
Well, by definition, it is a steroid.
Oh, so this would show up on a drug test?
Well, yes, but you're not abusing a steroid.
I can't because this boxing match.
No, you can't do it then. Yeah. And plus, for you, your testosterone's probably, of sky high as at your age. I would think that,
I can assure you it is, man. It really is. So
there's no girl. What was the last girlfriend you had?
Girlfriend? She was an actress.
Really? What was her name?
What'd you say?
What was her name?
Rhymes with Zoe?
I just got a mark that was 1 hour. I could talk to this fucking guy all.
I know, it's all good.
You're one interesting dude. So tell me, what was his name? Rhymes with Zoe?
Rhymes with Zoe. Bro, but I don't know, bro. She was great.
Was she hot?
Yeah, man.
Really hot?
I love
What's your type? Do you have a type?
Huh?
I have a type.
I do have a type.
I do
have a type. What's your type?
Blonde hair, beautiful face, thin ankles.
What?
I can't fucking take I hate fat ankles. They drive me.
You're not a chemical guy?
I have a phobia of it. All right. I feel bad about it. No, I feel bad about it. I know it's not the right. I know it's unevolved. I run away.
I don't think you should feel bad about it.
I feel like this.
Why?
I definitely.
It's her preference.
There's no. How about this? I could take 10 pieces of Blue Chew. It's the fucking fat ankles. I'm done.
Yo,
there's no amount of Blue Chew.
That's one of the weirdest quirks
Visuals?
I've heard. No.
Fat ankles?
Also visual. No, like I've never heard anyone say like I like a woman with thin ankles.
Yeah. So when I met my current wife, she was all bundled
I seen
up
her, bro.
and
She
shit.
got some thin ass ankles.
She does. Of course she does. I couldn't. It's not my fault. I can't help myself. It's beyond my control.
It's Annie, yeah?
Yeah, it's Annie. Yeah. Beyond my, she's the best ankles ever, right?
Yeah.
But when I saw her ankles, even though she had a hat, I'm like, God would not give those ankles to a girl that wasn't this beautiful. It would be like an insomnia on God's part, because you can always tell the ankles and the wrists if their ankles at all. You get it? You see,
What about a girl with big hands?
Not how big hands. It's the
Does it bother you?
size. A lot of those girls with thicker ankles, they peak in high school. That's what happens. They're hot in high school. They're fucking the cheerleader, this and that. And then next thing you know, you're 24. You're like, holy, they're broken down police at that point. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you know?
man. Some of these girls, they stop taking care of their ankles when they get older. It's just something you got to be wary of. Absolutely.
I know. So I'm just kidding. I know I have a phobia. I got to go to the fucking get medicine over it. But I'm happy. I got a great ankles, you know? But tell us, so you have a type?
Yeah, man. I like brunettes. Ideally in my mind, because I'm the type of person that just like arms open to everyone, I don't have a type, but every time I find
you got a type.
brunettes and dirty blondes, I'm just
really
like, ugh.
Tall, short, spinner, non-spinner.
It's
you can be honest.
Tallish.
How tall are you? Like 6'2"?
I'm 6'2", so like a 5'7" to like 5'9".
Okay.
But again, man, I'm just.
But if she's a 5'5", if she's you wouldn't.
Yeah.
What about
Man, talking about love in girls is weird, bro. Like
built out here, big breasts.
Big breasts.
Yeah. I don't care,
bro. I'm not into breasts.
I don't care.
No, I'm not into breasts, but like
I'm ass and legs.
Unaffected. I'm a butt guy. I am a butt guy, which like I feel so bad for these girls in LA.
Agree with you more, yeah.
They spend so much money on fake boobs, and by the way, like
takes away.
Makes me 0% more attractive.
It takes away. I think it detracts when they're too big.
Oh no,
right? It doesn't.
For sure. Oh, for sure. When they're too big, some of these girls really send it, dude. And mad respect, by the way. A lot of dudes like that. Not me. I'm like a natural type.
Do you know that my wife had her breasts reduced? They were
really
to the best ever in
really
the world.
How'd that make you feel?
Oh, I didn't know, because she's older now. It comes after a while. It becomes.
Oh, they were really bothering her.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. She got the best thing, but after a while, it's almost like a health hazard at a certain point. You know?
Did she have back problems?
No, but she was heading towards there. I bet with punching over. Yeah, sure, it's a lot to carry.
There's still, excuse my ignorance, a silicone insert in for breast reductions. Yes, like there's still.
She had also some fibroids. So like after a while, women got it tough. Like women, listen, we got it easy. Their plumbing is much more fucking complex than ours. It's like, I'm like, the fact that it even works is a miracle and shit. Right?
I cannot comprehend. I don't even try to fathom how hard it is for women sometimes. Even in like social relationships, when I hear about like the drama between female, I'm just like, oh my God.
You know what also bothers me? Do you have a lot more male viewers than female?
Yeah, I do.
Me too.
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Why.
I wonder why.
I can't figure it out.
That is interesting. Huh?
No, I mean,
I'm like 60-40. So I got girls, but like
I think I'm like 85-15 maybe, I think. I don't know.
Dang.
I know it's pretty bad. I gotta smooth out the.
You think that's possible though? You seem like a dude that like all dudes are like, that's the fucking man.
No, is
like what is it? What is the girl?
I am so respectful to all women.
Yeah,
I just listen. I like being.
Oh, I see.
Listen. Part of what I say is funny for shock value, right? I mean, I mean the stuff about the ankles, but I know I'm not right about this. It's my own private problem. I admit it, right?
With what?
The ankle shit.
I don't think that's a problem. I don't think there's anything wrong.
I kind of
with,
feel.
like,
I don't want. I feel
preferences.
like if you have fat ankles, I'm sorry. I feel that way. I'm sure everyone else loves it. I don't like it, right? Anyway, each their own, right? Okay, but I'll tell you what I love. What I love about my wife most, and for all women, a kind heart.
Ah, yeah.
I'm dead serious.
You can't find those anymore.
But if they're not hot as shit, I don't care about the kind heart.
Oh.
I'm being honest.
Really?
I couldn't get past it.
Wait. In what manner? Like a sexual
I think
pursued relationship?
I think people that say, oh, it's just about the beautiful mind. I think it's a load of shit. I don't think it's authentic. I think that, you have to be physically attractive.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, man. Like,
that doesn't matter. And yes, but I'm not saying whatever you think is beautiful. So to get to be attracted, however you define beauty and attraction, and then emotionally connected to, right?
Yeah.
The ankle thing is just my thing. You don't have it. Do you have anything about women, like one feature
that I don't like?
No, it's like a deal breaker. Like I'm an ankle deal breaker. You have any deal breakers?
Man, that's
like
tricky.
Big fake nails, buff, big hair.
I mean, there's like the obvious. I mean,
stripper over the top. Well, you like that? You know?
Man, I don't know, man. I just want a respectable girl. Like, if I could get a girl who, like, in another life was a teacher, like a first grade teacher, but happens to do entertainment because she loves it, like, that's my ideal woman. Just a simple kind of like, would love to watch me chop wood on a Sunday type of girl.
I love that. They have it's like in the movie has those girl.
That's exactly.
There are some. Listen, there's
if you exist, please.
No, listen, they're amazing. For you, dude, you can have your pick of the litter. Last question. Right. I want to ask you one more question before we go.
Here we go.
the stupid obvious question is, what's in the future for Logan? Go, fuck about that. You can ask, I want to ask you a different question. All right.
What we got?
I want, in terms of like just from a business perspective, right? If you were to give advice to this, like a lot of people are out there. Everyone's on social media, right? You're a master of this medium. You are a fucking master. Okay. What would you get? What's the one piece of advice that you give to everybody, whether they're in it for money or just to, if you're putting yourself out there? If you want to get more followers, and everyone wants more followers, I think, right? What would you do that you think is not for like someone like you, but just a generic piece of advice that could work for everyone? You have one thing they could do.
Do it different. It's my tagline. Be a maverick. No, seriously though, do it different.
You and Steve Jobs.
No, I mean, well, it is. Everyone's doing the same shit nowadays, and as nice as it is to be inspired by someone and try to copy someone's model or formula, I don't think any major internet creator is like the one to his or her right. That each person fills an extremely different niche in the platform, and they're there for a reason. Right. So if you're the next Logan Paul or you're the next David Dobrik, like, no, you're not. You're the next. Insert your name here. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
I watched the movie last night. It was about with The Rock in it. You see this movie, a wrestling movie?
What's it called?
My Family, I Fight My Family, something like that.
I did not see that movie.
Dude,
should I watch it?
Yes, you should. Because it's exactly what The Rock said, what Dwayne Johnson.
What did he say?
In the movie, the girl says, the guy says, hey, Rock, can you give us some advice about our career? Like, how do we become the next Rock?
Yep.
And he goes and starts yelling. He takes on his wrestling character as a joke. But the whole point was, he goes, you can't be the next Rock. You got to be the next you.
Boom.
Boom. Exact same thing.
I haven't even seen the movie. Yeah.
So in terms of like, you're saying is be authentic to you.
Unless you suck.
And what if you suck?
Then you gotta fake that shit till you make it.
Tell me, how do you do that though?
What do you mean?
If you suck, let's say you're like not you are. How do you like take it's got to be?
Because everyone says be authentic, right? Just be yourself. Yeah. Well, have you considered what if you fucking suck?
Right.
Like, what if you're like a negative person who's not kind to people and not charismatic in any way, shape, or form? Like, don't be yourself. Sounds like you're gonna have a tough time being yourself and making friends. You gotta adapt. And sure, then eventually you'll be exposed for being like a fake or like a snake or whatever it is, but at least you'll maybe attain some form of success. Yes, the cliche answer is be yourself.
No, dude.
Be yourself. Well, what if you suck, dude?
It's a great fucking...
Then change how you act so you're dope. And then you can be authentic.
Something I would say, by the way. It's great. Great fucking answer. No, it's a good answer, buddy. I respect it. And it's truth, right?
Yeah.
One more question. I got one more for you, right?
Bro,
all right.
I love it, yeah.
No, that was a really good answer, okay? In terms of like social media, like this whole perception that there's like everyone always puts their best self out on social media. Like it always looks everyone's having a great time, everyone's smiling. Yeah. And the whole argument against that's like, oh, it really hurts people because people look and people feel depressed when they're on social because they feel like, do you think that's bullshit or true? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's true.
You think it's?
I know it's true. I would like to believe it's not true because I believe in people, and I believe that people shouldn't be judging their lives on how others look on through a fucking screen. Like this is nothing. This whole thing is fake. This might as well. Like in my mind, this does not exist. Right. Like if I can be an artist and create and happen to have this thing, and that's my outlet, perfect. But yeah, it's a damn shame. I think if the generation beneath me and the generation below them grow up knowing that it sort of is a facade and what you see online isn't real life, it's going to be much healthier. Granted, that's much easier said than done.
I think it's just human nature because you see, and even though you know it,
comparison and wanting to be validated. Like man, if I had Instagram when I was growing up in high school, and I was like popularized by how many likes my photo got, I can't imagine what this does to kids growing up. Like kids are basing their self-worth based on how many likes their photos gets. What the fuck is that? That's horrible. Some kid's gonna grow up and thinking he's not worthy because he can't get over 10 likes. You know?
Yeah. That is a problem. How do you resolve that though? It ain't going away.
I think at the really micro level, it starts with parenting and encouraging kids that again and it's gonna be hard that this is like a device, and this should not tell you how important you are.
Would you allow your kids what age would you give your own kids a phone?
It's tough, man. That's real tough. I can't say because by the time I have kids, like
if it was today, like in this evolution of phones, okay, let's say you can block certain features, but when would you allow them to have real access to like social media?
I'd probably do like I wasn't allowed till I was 14. So I was late for my friends. I would probably do like 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Yeah. Which is still young. Because I know my 5-year-old's
think anyone knows the right answers.
Well, my 5-year-old's gonna come home and she's gonna be like, "Oh, Sally has an iPhone 25. Like, where's mine?" And I'm gonna be like, "I don't fucking know. It's my bad." And I'm gonna feel shitty because I haven't supplied her with the technology that all her friends have around her. And by the way, like, who knows what it's like? Maybe you're just gonna look in the future and like things start popping out holographically.
I'm kind of glad my kids are grown. It's nerve wracking. I'll tell you
They're
what.
great, by the way.
They are great.
Good looking young lad.
I got one more thing to ask you. Not
we got?
This is it. I promise. All right. All right. No, not what you would give advice to yourself. What one piece of advice to give to everyone who's watching that's in that age of 18 to 25? What's the advice? Stop being a pussy. I love it. Serious. No, I love it.
You are not a victim. You are a person who makes shit fucking happen. You are going to take this world over, and you're not going to let anyone tell you you can't.
Empowerment.
I am my whole movement, and it's always been that everything you ever need and want to do comes from right here. It's going to come from you. You're not going to be able to love someone else or love what you do if you don't love yourself first. Right here, blossom it, regurgitate that fucking awesomeness that you have inside you, and stop being a pussy.
Dude.
You told me this. You said this, and I repeated it on my podcast. You said you said the world doesn't happen to you. You got to happen to the world.
There you go.
Which is so true, man. It's so true.
It is.
Go make shit happen for yourself. Don't be a person who is a circumstance of his environment. Shape your environment.
That's your definition of who you are, buddy. Oh! Guys, Logan Paul, my money is on you, pal.
Thank you, bro.
In 3 years from now, you'll come back, or in a year, you'll be more successful, I promise. I know for sure. You're awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Bro. Appreciate you, Jordan.
Yeah, man.
That was
all right.